Hello, welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I am working on my Whatever the Weather hop. This is a hop hosted by Lynda over at the Scrapbooking Photographer on YouTube. And she put this hop together just to help us scrap about our weather that we are experiencing. I'm not sure if we always have to be current. My video will be about current weather here in Colorado because I am just completely amazed at how different it is than I expected. So last month you will note that I talked about how we were surprised at how hot it was. Well, this month I'm going to be scrapbooking some photos that were taken the day that video went live. I was sitting down eating breakfast and I got this notification that I'm showing you here telling me that there was going to be a thunderstorm, and I turned and I looked out the window and it's beautiful, bright, sunny skies out there, as you can see from this photo. I was like, whatever, y'all are crazy. So I went about my business, and I kid you not, within a few hours we had huge storms. And so I have 4 smaller photos here of this horrible thunderstorm complete with hail. Yes, ma'am, that's hail. That's a lot of hail. And that was probably the worst storm that I have seen since we've been here. It was quite the shock. So that is what I'm scrapbooking this month, and I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. We're going to get started. I am going to be using Pretty Little Studio's brand new collection, You Are My Sunshine. I picked this up at We Create over the weekend. It was a pre-order and I've been patiently waiting for it. And so I'm going to dig right into it. We are not discussing the fact that I have not even played with last year's summer collection by Pretty Little Studio. Nope, we're not discussing that. I loved this. I bought it. I have all the things, and I'm going to use some of it here for this layout. I'll be right back. So as I get started here, I did take the branding strip off of this paper. I'm going to cut out this notification from this photo. This photo is just a screenshot, and yes, I realize it tells you my location. Well, I've already told you that at the beginning of the video, so I don't know that I'm particularly worried about it. Good luck finding me. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm going to use that photo and I'm going to layer that notification right there. I will go in and mat these photos with some cardstock, but right now I'm just going to kind of decide where things are going to end up on this beautiful background. This background is just gorgeous. It looks like mixed media. I love mixed media and I love to play with mixed media, as you probably already know, but sometimes it's awesome to have a background completed for you and you can just get a pretty quick layout completed. I've also pulled out some hexagons and some clouds and a sun ephemera pieces. These are all pieces from the collection. I also have a banner there. I have some phrases, some clear phrase stickers, some labels, some tile alphas. I'm going to be using the large part of my title will be coming from my September kit, which has some hip kit stuff, and so this alpha that I'm using for this layout will be from Hip Kit Club. It's a navy blue alpha, which is funny. I don't have a lot of navy blue alphas in my collections or in my stash, so I kind of was hoarding this one for a while, but it's in my September kit and I've been trying to get it used up just a little bit, and I thought that we needed a much larger, darker print than what I would normally grab, because I didn't want it to disappear onto this beautiful background. So I'm going to take these hexagon pieces and the cloud pieces and I am going to scuff them up with my Tim Holtz Distress tool. And the clouds are a little bit harder because there's little nooks and crannies in them, but I do get some scuffing up done. I do not scuff up the sun because I didn't want to risk tearing it. There's only one of them in the pack like that, so I didn't want to risk tearing it, so I don't scuff it up, and it's fine because it still looks great on this layout. I'm pretty thrilled with the way that this layout does turn out. So what I have done so far is I matted the photos in some navy blue cardstock. I matted the one single 3x4 photo by itself, and then I matted the other 4 photos into a grid on so that they would be in a grid, and then I put that banner across the top. I did use foam dots to pop up the banner pieces so that it has some depth in it, and I'm going to use some foam adhesive here to lay down this notification across this beautiful bright blue sky. That's one of the amazing things about Colorado weather that I've liked so far. The sky here is just gorgeous, and while I'm still kind of getting used to the tumbleweeds and the desert look that is down here where I live, Colorado has its own beauty that I am beginning to learn and respect and enjoy. Now, if you go up in the mountains, it's gorgeous up there, there's no doubt about it, but down here where I live, it's a different kind of pretty than what I was used to. I was used to living in Kentucky, the bluegrass state, where it was just green all the time, and I really loved the greenness of Kentucky. So I am learning to enjoy and love Colorado as well. You know, as a military wife, we get to move around a lot. We get to see quite a bit of different locations, and this is the first time we've been on this side of the United States, so everything is new to us, and we're just learning to really, really enjoy it. So as I still scuff up these clouds and get them layered up on here, I'm just going to kind of rattle on like I do and talk to you about different things. So this hail, I have experienced hail before, but it hails a lot around here, and it is something to really get used to. The thing that I dislike the most about the hail, other than the fact that it can be scary, because sometimes it sounds like it's going to break the windows, and this storm was one of those storms. I wasn't sure if one wasn't going to come through and break the windows. It was kind of terrifying. But within an hour of this storm finishing, we had what the neighborhood calls the vultures arrive. There are people who go door to door and they try to sell you a new roof. And normally it's the next day after a storm, but within an hour of this storm, they were flocking around the neighborhoods, knocking on doors, ringing doorbells, to the point of I stopped answering the door. I just would not answer the door because I'm a renter. I am not going to give you business, not this way. If something happens to my roof, I have to go through my property management company. I cannot just take it upon myself because I'm not paying for it myself. And anyway, it's kind of annoying that they do this. I don't know if anybody else has issues with this, but this is the first time we've ever had door-to-door salesmen for roofs and gutters and stuff. I get it, they need to make money and stuff, but honestly, I would rather look up something on Angie's List, if that's still a thing, and find somebody that's local rather than somebody who's knocking on my door that I don't know anything about. So the other thing is they've also started calling me, which is annoying because I don't know how they got my phone number, but I've had 2 of them call. I answered the phone once, and the second time I didn't even answer the phone. I just blocked them because, again, I am not going to go through you. I have to go through a property manager. So my title is going to be Colorado Weather is Volatile. And I am struggling a little bit with spelling this title backwards. I know how to spell the word, but man, was I struggling with spelling it backwards. I don't know what was up with that. But I love how these navy letters pop on this background so that you can really see them. And so I was really glad that I chose to use those this month, or for this video. Now I'm going to go ahead and get these hexagons on here, and I am going to pop them up on foam adhesive. I know that you usually don't see me glue things down, but for this, This paper is a little bit slick, which is fine, but I was having trouble with things sliding really fast, so I went ahead and just started gluing everything down so that I wouldn't have to deal with all of this sliding. And I'm only putting one foam dot on each of them, and it's enough to give a little bit of texture and depth, which is what I was looking for in this layout. So I think I ended up moving the second set of hexagons around from where I initially placed them. I think initially I was going to put them below the title, but now I'm going to stick them over here on the left hand or right hand side of this grid of photos here. I'm just kind of basically putting more color and texture and depth on this paper so that things pop a lot more. That's why I went ahead and matted my photos. I don't always matte my photos, but for this I did, and I just used a scrap of navy blue to do that, as I've already stated. I'm also going to be using a couple of the Pretty Little Studio labels from this collection. I am actually wishing that I had bought 2 of these, but I didn't, so it'll be fine, and I'll just go ahead and when I use them up, I'll just go back to using my Illustrated Faith labels on everything. But I'm going to use 2 here, and now I'm going to just start finishing up the embellishing. I knew that I wanted to use the question marks from this alpha pack on here because really my thought process was like, what? You can't be having a thunderstorm. It's beautiful outside. What are you talking about? Y'all are crazy. Yeah, joke's on me. It was a really bad storm. There was a lot of damage on Fort Carson where my husband works, and more damage than I think that they were expecting. So anyway, so I went ahead and used the rainy day clear sticker on top of that photo. The whole day wasn't rainy, but it was most certainly rainy when I took those photos. Crazy, crazy weather. And I'm going to use a couple of phrases. This one says morning, and then I'm going to put the word afternoon over here on the bottom because these were taken in the late afternoon. I think my husband came home from work fairly early that day to beat the storm. I believe his Jeep didn't have the hard top on it, and so he tried to beat the storm home so he wouldn't get soaked. I'm also adding a little phrase to the top of my labels, and now here you get to watch me fight with these tile letters. I don't know what my issue was with this, but I seriously struggled with getting these letters straight. Even using my foam tape, I struggled. I do get them relatively straight on the layout, but good grief. So I'm going to cut away from this so that you don't watch me struggle because it really, I really struggled. All right, I got this layout completely done. I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. It is always hard for me to dig into a new collection, and honestly, I did not have a hard time playing with this collection at all. And the reason it's hard for me to dig into a new collection is because it's pretty and I don't want to cut into it and I want to hoard it for a little bit, but you know, I don't have time for that this week, and so I really wanted to use this collection, and so I just made myself cut into it and didn't give it a further thought. Usually I'm kind of wincing and I don't want to cut this, but you know what? I had a blast playing with this collection. So I do want to thank you for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe to my channel. Please, if you are new here, I would love to have you as a subscriber. Please click that button down below. Make sure that you also check my description box. There will be a list, a playlist down there for you to watch the Whatever the Weather hop. The playlist is a comprehensive list, so it'll have all of the videos from the beginning, the very beginning of the hop to the current month. So I should have, I think, at least 2 videos on the playlist as we speak. So you guys have a really great rest of your day. Bye.